Hi folks, I'm James. Welcome to this nat gas video. I did a lengthy live stream last night, so I'm going to link that at the end of this one, where I covered natural gas and oil and metals and stocks and cryptos in some detail. I also ended the idea that we're entering a massive rally in assets, maybe not commodities so much, but if there is one commodity that I think will go along with it, it might be natural gas. So check out that video, and before you do that, like this video and subscribe to this channel, and then go and check out the other one when this one's finished. A couple of minutes. So here we are, we've broken up through the wedge, and as I said in the live stream, it's all quite constructive here on the 4-hour chart. And notice how we got up through the wedge top, simultaneously the 20 and the 50 period moving averages, after all that thrashing around. I had a look at the 5-minute chart in the live stream along with you guys, and we talked about all this stuff that happened on Friday with the multiple whipsaws, 1, 2, 3, and 4. The first one and the last one being quite violent and messy, this one with 2 fake clear-outs after rallies. Then we had this chopping around in the middle of the day, and then late in the day we had another clear-out through the wedge top, a late afternoon sell-off as it tried. Natural gas does like to sell off on Friday afternoons. This time it tried, didn't succeed. And now we've made a new higher high. Let's go back to the 4-hour chart and zoom right back in here again. And it's all quite constructive. Now we've got several layers of resistance above us, and I'm going to just mention them here, but check out yesterday's video. We've got the 100 period moving average and the chop zone top. Then we've got the 200 period moving average. This is the 4-hour chart, and the order block up here at around about 2.85. Also notice that we did get through that 2.71 level that I talked about yesterday, that we battled with the entire week last week, and we've now closed above that level. So that's a small victory. And my general idea is that we're going to keep moving higher on natural gas. There's all sorts of reasons for that. You can check out yesterday's video for that. But it's not just related to demand for natural gas and seasonality and weather shifts, but also a general devaluation of currencies and a move into assets. Now, natural gas is not an asset. It's a commodity. So it's a ranged market. It's not going to keep on going up forever. So we have a top and we have a bottom in the range. And I think that range is roughly $5 down to $3. We're below $3 now, so there's a bit of catch up to do. Let's go back to the day chart and have a look at that. And you can see first target is actually $3. It's this rising trend line that we've now broken down, quite a long-term trend line really. So return to the underside of that trend line would be first prize, and that would be about $3. Also the bottom of this order block and the big round number 3. Once we get through there, I think we can get to the top of the order block, the 200-day moving average at about 3.4. and then ultimately 3.75 and then 4.25. Now this might not happen very quickly, or it might, I don't know. There's certainly a lot of demand and increasing demand for natural gas in general, but we're in the chop zone, this yellow zone that I spoke about last week, and sometimes we can get stuck in there for ages. So depending on weather, seasonality, and the reports that come out of the South Pars natural gas fields in the Persian Gulf will also play all into this. And also Europe seems to be low on natural gas storage again, and they're going to have to buy some from somewhere. So it's going to be super interesting, but I think naturally there's a bid under natural gas, silly pun that I keep on bringing up. So there we go, day chart looking quite good. We've broken above and held the falling wedge. We also held the downsloping trend line, which also forms the bottom of this falling wedge. But if we look closely at that, you can see we had a little scare there with a little fake breakdown below the bottom. Actually 3 candles closed below that line. That will have definitely trapped a few traders, actually twice in this event, as did this whipsaw too. And remember, going back to the 5-minute chart, this is how it looked on Friday. There's whipsaw number 1, number 2, number 3, and number 4. As I said, the first one and the last one, the beginning of the day, end of the day, being the most violent. Anyway, going back to the 4-hour chart, I'm pretty confident on natural gas going into this week, but we need to hold these levels. We have a little gap below us that we maybe have to fill, just a little tiny one there. But remember, we've got the much bigger gaps up here above us. So far so good, and the 4-hour chart looks constructive. These candles are holding well, consolidating above the resistance level at 371, the important level that I mentioned. And next stop, 100 period moving average, the top of the chop zone. And if we can bust out of there, if we can, and remember we can get stuck in there for quite a long time, if we can bust out of there, we should start moving up quite nicely. First target, $3 I think, and we'll see what happens when we get there. Take care.
Automatic gas on the left side, heat on the right. They called it the Widowmaker, like a joke they told too often. Just a seasonal spread, kid. But the room went quiet when it moved. The Widowmaker.